Hey folks, Fernando doing another video for the more survivalists, and please do stick around for this video. It's not going to be all that entertaining, it's not going to be all that much fun, but it goes to the core of what I've been trying to do in survival and preparedness over the years. With my website, my channel, it's been here for a while now, my books, I've always tried to transmit this core belief that the way in which we've been brought up says to be, nice to one another, always caring of what others think, or says to be polite. What we sometimes assume to be a good person, that is really not so. We've been brought up in a society that is constantly trying to eradicate some of your most basic survival instincts, and I think this case reflects all of this very well. This is just recent news. This happened just a couple days ago in Argentina, in Buenos Aires. This man that you see here, this is Sergio Lust. He's no longer with us. He was murdered. He was brutally murdered in front of his family. His three daughters that you see in this picture and his wife. So the story is in Spanish, but it's the same time and again, and we've heard this so many times. It's basically something that happens on a daily basis in Argentina, and it's still upsetting, and it's still something that should not happen. So this man was driving back from holidays. He had gone to the coast to a beach resort, a beach town, spent a few days there with a humble man, hardworking person. He borrowed his boss's car because he didn't have one of his own, and the boss, being a good guy, and this man obviously being a good person as well, trusted. The boss gave him his the truck, the van they use for work, so as to go on holidays, and that's what he did with his family. So driving back from that, just as he's getting close to home, he stops in a red light, 9 p.m., stopping in a red light in Buenos Aires, in the suburbs. I honestly, it's been years since I've ever done anything like that. When I lived in Buenos Aires, to be honest, it had been years since I stopped in a red light. I just didn't do it. I just looked around to see if there's a car coming, because if there wasn't anything, I was just not stopping, because that is one of those dead giveaways in which something bad is likely to happen, and it's just not worth the risk anymore. And I like to insist on this because you're going to be going into a different world from what you're used to. With your country changing the way it is, you guys in the United States, you're going to be facing a different reality as it falls into this third world status of no rules, and only rules for some people and not for others, and crime being more widespread, and criminals being actually the victims, while you, the good guy, you're a white supremacist terrorist or whatever bullshit they want to tag you with. This is the world in which you'll be caught in. All right, so these things may end up happening to you as well one day. So he stopped in a red light, and right after he stopped, someone walked in front of his car and pretended to be hit by it. This is a common scam. You probably saw it many times wherever it is that you live, because people just walk in front of your car, they pretend to be hurt, and they just throw themselves in front of it. And sometimes this is done for insurance scams. Someone had his arm broken previously, like a friend bashed his arm with a hammer or a pipe. And with a broken arm, he just looks around and jumps in front of your car and pretends that you were hit by it. Okay? And unless there's a camera catching this exactly the way it went down, chances are you're going to be nailed with it. But in this case, it was different. He jumped in front of the car just to make sure he didn't go away. And some of the accomplices approached this man, approached Sergio, and said, "Hey, let's get him in the car and get him to a hospital. Because you just hit them." So he didn't hit anyone. It was just to get him to stop the car and open the door. And as soon as that happened, he was surrounded, and he was being held at gunpoint. And what this man did, what Sergio did, was, "I'll give you my car. I'll give you." This is the title of the article. It's "I give you my car. I'll give you the car. I'll give you everything. just let me get the girls out. So he only wanted to get his family out of the car. He just wanted to get his daughters out of the car and just give the car up. He was not resisting. He was not trying to, preserve his belongings. None of that. He just wanted to get his daughters out of the car, which any normal parent would try to do when being attacked by these bastards. That was not good enough. The guy that was in the floor, he got up, he had a gun and shot him right in the chest. As soon as that happened, he accelerated, trying to escape. They shot him again through the side window, and that second shot hit him in the head. And that's when blood started pouring out of his mouth. Gunshot wound to the head. He just had no control of the vehicle anymore, kept on accelerating. His wife tried to control the car from the side seat, and it just ended up crashing. There's actually a video here. So they all got very seriously wounded. The wife, the kids. There you see the car speeding and crashing. And the car crashes against a light post, and then crashes a vehicle that was leaving the house. So at the end of the day, the man died, and the daughters, everyone was gravely wounded as well. They had to rip the car to pieces just to get it out, get one of the daughters out. The ambulance took an hour to show up. Very typical thing in Argentina, especially the further away you are from the capital or some of the downtown areas, the worse it is. So an hour later, they show up. The man is already dead, shot with a .32 of all calibers, .32 caliber revolver. That went through the windshield. You see the bullet hole right there, went through the windshield, shot him in the chest. The second shot got him in the head. And man, that's it. That's the guy is gone. He's no longer. The daughters are asking for his father. Where is he? Where's dad? Where's dad? And dad is dead. And that's it, guys. That's basically it. And what I've been trying to explain. I did the same video for my Spanish channel, trying to explain people the importance of changing your mentality, changing your mindset. This idea that you have to be a loving, caring person, and that should also imply being, at some level naive. And I don't want to use that word because I don't think that it's always going to be about someone being naive. Sometimes it may be that you're honestly caught by surprise, and sometimes your good nature takes, it overrides your good sense, and you do these things. You stop in a red light because that's what good people do. That's what law-abiding citizens do, is you stop in a red light, right? Well, not if your life is in danger anymore, not if the country has gone to shit and you're getting slaughtered on the streets. You don't. That's where you don't stop in red lights anymore. You should stop when someone jumps in front of your car. Man, no, I mean, this is stuff that I wrote in my books, especially in my latest book, in Street Survival Skills. I specifically explain how to drive hitting people on purpose, basically. And is that because I'm a horrible person? No, because I've been in a situation where I had one of these bastards try to stop my car, and you know what? At the end of the day, it's about who lives and who dies. That's all that matters. All the other crap, all the other name calling, and oh, you're such a beast. You think you're pretending you're Rambo, that you're some kind of badass. That has nothing to do with any of this. It only matters who lives and who dies. And if you're dead, your family is without a father, your kids are without a dad, your wife is without a husband, and you're not going to be there anymore. Now, if you do something about it, maybe you'll have to explain your actions, which, is something you have to deal with, of course, but you're not the one lying cold dead in the pavement. And that's all that matters, guys. You have to change your mindset. And you're seeing all this already. When you see these roadblocks, the people taking over streets, and they shoot at people that are just trying to drive by carefully, trying to get away from all of this, and your good nature says, no, I don't want to go hitting people with my car. I don't want to go driving over people. Well, why the hell are people trying to stop you in the middle of the road and trying to beat you to death? What are they, good people for doing that? Of course not. You're good nature sometimes plays you these tricks, and it goes up against your best interest. And that's because it's not really good nature. It's the bullshit that society has installed in your brain that goes against your own self-preservation instincts. So reacquire those, become friends with your gut instinct that tells you to save your life, because that's all that matters. You stop in the red light, you try to help out the guy that obviously pretended to be hit by your car when it actually didn't, and that's how you end up paying with your life. And you may end up getting your kids killed, or definitely scarred for life as well. Alright guys, these are all things you're going to be seeing more and more of. Trust me on this. You're going to be seeing a lot of this bullshit. You're going to be seeing a lot of this crap, and people that fall for that, people that have that good nature, the good guy that would never hit someone with a car, the good guy that could never possibly shoot someone, even in self-defense, because I cannot conceive the idea of killing another human being. That is such a horrible thing. Well, you know what, guys? We all die eventually. You have to accept that fact. We'll all end up dying one day. It's just a matter of how you end up living that we're talking about here, because dead eventually, at the end of the game, we're all dead. But some of these bastards are very much inclined to quickly take your life as if it's nothing, and when you're hesitating, if you hesitate, that may end up making the difference between being alive or being dead at the end of the day. Folks, that's all for now. See you in our next video. Have an awesome day. Take care.